Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to part 2 of how to scan a photo with your MFP. We originally did it with an HP Officejet, but after we got done looking at the video, we thought we might be a good idea to provide a little perspective by showing you how to do all of the same things on Lexmark's hot new OfficeEdge Pro 5500 inkjet MFP for the enterprise. You'll notice some differences in the way that they operate, and it's due to two different companies doing it their own way. But the HP is, I should say, the Lexmark was designed for office use, so there's a little bit more control over the situation. And a little bit more consideration for other users of the device or other people in the work group that's going to be using the device. So it basically works the same way. You can do push scanning from the MFP, or you can scan from your PC. I recommend that you check out the way HP does it. We don't need to go over all of this once again. One of the differences was that with the HP, we had to go in and turn it on and off. You can make it permanent, but the ability for your PC to be on the network and put a little message out there says, "I'm waiting for you to send me a scan, and this is my name." So when we installed the software for the Lexmark, one of the options came up and it said the scans and started on the all-in-one can be automatically open with your computer software by selecting your computer from the printer's control panel. We'll look at that later. This is the name that you want to appear on the control panel, and you can stick a pin on there so that somebody else can't send a scan to your PC. So you can enter a 4-digit pin. So this was done in the installation process. So down here, there's a couple icons running, the status messenger and the computer status. Both two Lexmark. Actually, this is the one. Lexmark pieces of software, and when you see this down here, it means that it's watching what's going on with your print jobs, and also waiting for scans to be pulled to the unit. So that's a little different than the HP, where we had to go in and activate the scanning. This you can do right from the start, and I believe somewhere in the program settings you can disable that function if you don't want scans sent to your computer. So let's look at the software. They have something here, phone book, setup, status messenger, status monitor. I believe this is where you would turn on and off the ability to automatically read. No, actually this is just showing you the status of the device. So let's move on here. So once again, you can pull a scan into Paint just like you can with the HP. I'm looking for the Scan Center software, and I don't see it. So there isn't even any. And this is good that we're doing this. There isn't even really anything that says scan from the control panel. So what that means is that basically you're going to send stuff to this PC rather than Lexmark would prefer that you send things to the PC, and your office manager probably would too, versus you messing around and pulling stuff and running back and forth to the MFP and pulling stuff back to your PC. So it's like they go about it a completely different way. So let's look at how to do it from Paint. Alright, once again, everybody knows Paint. And up here, this is Office, this is Windows 7. We have an option called From Scanner or Document, and now we have 3 Twain drivers installed. In fact, I don't even see the Lexmark here, so I'm kind of at a loss for words here. So let's go back and see how we're going to do this. There should be a piece of software on here, and I can't find it. That okay, here it is. Lexmark Printer Home. Duh. This is similar to what we saw on the HP. There's a option here called Scan. A document, PDF, more. So let's click it and see. Okay, so we basically have the ability to do a document, convert a scanned pages to editable text, pull a document and have it attached to as an email attachment to a new email. Just a straight out single photo, email photo, PDF, an email PDF, multiple photos at the same time. This is a little different than HP. And then advanced scan, which lets you mess around with all the settings. These are basically shortcuts, and this one lets you mess around with all the settings. Advanced scan. Okay, here's your, and I mentioned it before, it's called, Lexmark gives it a profile name of Twain Scan. This means you're using the Twain driver technology without an interesting name. Alright, so we have the basic scan settings, and here's the IP address up here of the device. It's on the network. The username, portrait landscape, scan immediately, send scan information to your printer, which means with the preview it ahead of time. Here there's scan presets over here. It says OCR, photo, text graphics. Now the text one's gonna be probably black and white. Text graphics will be a combination. You'll get different results, and these change. Like I said, I just switched it to text and it changed to black and white down here. So we're going to do a photo, so everybody seems to be interested in photos. So I'm going to use the scan preset that says photos, letter size document. Right here the Lexmark likes 300 DPI, but you can go from 150 to 1200. Color, grayscale, black and white. Text graphics, photo, and then down here you have different kinds of images you're going to be scanning. So inkjet on a plain, inkjet print on plain paper, inkjet on a glossy, a magazine, a newspaper, a retail photo, which would be printed on a printing press, or printing press. Now, a retail photo would be an old style analog photo, I imagine, that was produced on using film. So once again, we have inkjet glossy, inkjet plain, magazine, newspaper. I put an inkjet print on plain paper on the Platinum already, the musicians from before. Alright, so now I'm going to click send. Now, this is where Lexmark is a lot different than the HP, where the HP just scans the document that's there or isn't there. Lexmark wants you to go to the control panel, and it says right here, go to the device and put your document in the scanner or in the feeder. Access the profile, touch the scan button. Touch the scan profile button, select this is what it's going to say on the list. And it says here, waiting for the user to start the scan. So, what's up with this? Well, you could go and queue up 5 or 6 or 10 or 2 different jobs and not have to go back and forth between your PC and your MFP each time. And in an office situation where other people are trying to use the MFP for printing, scanning, copying, you're not dominating the unit. Your original is on the Platinum, and you walk back to your PC. Think about it with the HP. There's nothing wrong with what HP does. This is just for a different application in the office. Think about what you have to do with the HP. You have to go over there and put your document on the glass and then return to your computer and scan it. In the meantime, your original is laying over there. For other people, could walk up to it in the middle of a scan, open up the glass, say, you know, what is this stuff? Take your original, throw it off to the side, and screw up your entire scan job. Well, you know, granted, you think it's going to be in sight, but you know, with work groups in some homes, the MFP's in another room, or around the corner, or another cubicle. So you're actually dominating the MFP as you're trying to scan from your computer. So this looks inconvenient, but the way I explained it, it should make sense. So let's go over to the control panel of the Lexmark and start the process. Okay, now if you remember, it told us to select scan and then scan profile. As you can see, this has all of the same options that the HP had. We'll backtrack to the scan profile later, but you can send a scan to the computer from here. That software needs to be loaded over there. You can send it to a memory device, and this machine has a USB port and a multi-card reader, SDMS, XD, and MMC. And they have only one slot, but it takes different formats. So this is also a high-end device, so you can for the office. This retails for $399. This machine will do everything or more than any color laser, even for twice the price. That's why this is such a unique device. And the HP will as well, but you're seeing something that's a little bit a design philosophy that's a little different, and we're going to go through it. And you can also send to a network folder, which we have set up. So we come over here. I set up this job ahead of time, and there it is. Now I put the original on the Platinum already. Well, no, I didn't. So here I come over here, and Lexmark conveniently puts, you darn well know where the original goes on the glass, and these little touches are what Lexmark is good at. HP is too as well. Is as well, but that's why we exist, to point out the differences. Good, bad, alternative glass. All right. I could use a camera, man. Doing this on a tripod. Okay, I just touched this. Scanning is starting. Yeah, it's giving me a nice graphic showing me that scanning has commenced. Okay, now right now I'm saying you want to scan another page. I can stand here and keep swapping out swapping out pictures one after another if I want, but I just hit complete the job with my thumb there while I was flailing around. So now it's done. There's no profiles left. Now, if I sent a bunch of jobs, or if somebody else sent a bunch of jobs, their scan profiles would be on this list, and they can come over. And you know, there's no hurry to come over here and get your scan profiles. You could come back after lunch and do your scanning. And remember, with the HP, you're pretty much tying up the MFP the whole time. You know, your original's on the glass when you go back to your desk to complete this process. But right now, I don't have to do anything. Everything's done, and it's waiting for me on my computer over there. So before we go back, let's just quickly go through these once again. Now, if I scan to a computer, if I choose you know, I had that software going on my computer. You got to install the software. And right now, I can walk up to the machine and send any of these types of files to my PC. I can change the settings, and this is a beautiful touchscreen. And look at how smooth that works. I mean, most other touchscreens you gotta do this, up and down arrows. But this is like the latest and greatest, and it actually has swiping. I mean, this is really state of the art right here, especially for the money. Okay, let's look at the other. And you can scan to the memory device, which I went through. Insert a flash drive. And I'm going to get one and put it in. All right, I stuck a flash drive in there. And now I can send a photo or a PDF to the flash drive. This is a high-end machine. I have it set up to go through my Gmail corporate account, and when I touch, it's automatically going to send through our corporate Gmail account. I don't have to enter anything. Just choose the file type, and it's going to ask me to enter an email address or use the address book. I can type it in by hand using this QWERTY keyboard here. That works great. I mean, it's really responsive. I can do it from back here. Some of these things are, you gotta be perfect with just your fingertip. Lexmark did a heck of a job with this. And I got no axe to grind here. My axe is ground for the end user. And then the address book, which I'm not sure we have anything set up, but you can edit it, sort by name, sort by group. I mean, you could select a group of people that you want to broadcast this to, and then from the email address book. And actually, the address book could also include fax numbers. And then you can select an address from your history. And then you can also send to a network folder. I have Kathy's network inbox set up. So if I go, I can send to Kathy's inbox, and I can choose the kind of photo that I want. If I want it as a photo or a PDF, I can select color, grayscale, black and white, quality, the size, brightness, contrast, all from this touch screen. It works so well. I hate to keep talking about it, but it's so responsive. You know, it works better than just about any touch screen, period. I mean, my phone, my tablet, other MFPs. I mean, Lexmark deserves all the credit in the world for this. All right, so okay, we pretty much went through all of these options on how to scan from over here. So let's go back to the desk. You can see that you can see that I sent that scan profile, and it's saying in my pictures folder, wants to save it in my pictures folder, and it wants me to name it. Now, I could have specified the name from the control panel using the QWERTY keyboard. It's giving me an automatic name based on the date and the time that I scanned it. Yeah, it's 2:26:12 and 1:33 p.m. JPEG. So I'm going to change it to musicians. Saving the scan. Shows up over here in my pictures folder, and now I can do what I want to do with it. And it opened up in Windows Fax Viewer. Now I can rotate it. Of course, I can go over here and edit it. Open it up in Photoshop or Paint or anything like that. So that's how you send a photo to your computer. You're pulling it to your computer. And like I showed you a few minutes ago, you can push them to your computer. And on this end, it's the same exact operation. It'll show up in one of your folders, depending on which one you specify. And you can set up in the software where you want a photo to show up, or a PDF to show up, or a converted to text document to show up, etc. So finally, we showed you HP's web scan before, so I'm going to show you how Lexmark does it. So you don't need any software for this. It just needs to be on the network. Well, everything previously required you to install software, but this doesn't. It's called Scan Profile. It's located in the Scan Profile tab. And it says it creates a scan profile that lets you scan. And I need to show this because this scan profile stuff is a little bit hard to understand until you actually do it. So it's saying create a scan profile, and it's on the printer web page, which is accessed by typing in the IP address in your web browser. So when I click this, it opens up this Java control panel. Alright, and it's basically the same thing. Quick setup has shortcuts: text, photo, presentation, drawing, last used scan options. Document source, well, the same thing. I'm going to use the same original. Insert inkjet plane. This is nice. Photo for display, photo for editing. So I'm going to say photo for editing. You can select your lightness and darkness, your resolution, your color, black and white, grayscale. Your resolution, you crank it up to 600, 300, 150. Then advanced options, automatic background removal, contrast, scan edge to edge. So I don't even have to put my original on the glass at this point. And this is the difference between, again, I keep harping on it, but this is the difference between what HP does and Lexmark does. So I'll click next. Alright, it's asking me where I want to save it, what I want to name it. I'm going to name it Musicians 2 JPEG, and it's gone. I can actually browse to the folder that I want it to go to. So let me go select my picture folder. And it's telling me that this is going to be overwritten, so I'm going to change it to Musicians 2. Could have typed that out, but I'm too lazy. The username, the scan name is going to show up over there on the control panel, if I'm not mistaken. Multiple use profile, I think allows you to keep creating profiles here. You can set compression and quality. Alright, so we're all set up here. Submit. At the website, yes, I want to do this. Okay, so now it's saying what to do to finish your scan. It's called profile number 3. Go to the unit, load your document, press the home screen, touch scan, touch the scan profile, and select it to begin your scan. And it's showing you the status down there. So, okay, we'll go back over here. Open the document feeder. We know exactly where it gets placed. It's not over here, it's not down here. Big white arrows tell you stick it in that corner over there. And by the way, this has a dual head scanning document feeder. So when a two-sided original goes through here, it scans them both at the same time. It's a great feature for people who do a lot of document scanning. Automatically scan both sides of a two-sided original. Okay, so touch scan, scan profile, and there it is. The name of it, it's going to the PC named Tech, and the name of the document is Musicians. It's scanning the document. There could be a whole list there of everybody and their, and it could also be pin protected so somebody else can't mess it up for you. Now you can scan another page and just keep going here, but let's finish the job. Scanning complete, and it's really keeping you up to date on what's going on over here. Go back over here, PC, showing me the image was received, the name of it, how big it is. Here it is, and then it says launch. It opens up the Windows, whatever your default viewer is. You could have it as Paint, you could have it as Photoshop. I happen to have it as the Windows Fax viewer. It's a default option. So now I can rotate it, look at it, whatnot. But you can also, it's saved over. It's saved in my picture folder. There it is right there, Musicians 2. Once I rotate it over here and put it away, it automatically rotates over here. So I have my second Musicians document, and right now if I want to open it with I want to open it with Office, Paint, Picture Viewer, Movie Maker, Photo Gallery, the Windows Photo Viewer. I can say Paint, and then it opens up in Paint. I can crop, mess around with it, that kind of stuff. So basically that's it. The big difference between the HP, we'll go over once again, between the HP and the Lexmark is that your PC, during the installation process, you set up your PC to always be listening for scans to be pushed and to set up these profiles. This software has got to be running over here. The other difference is those profiles, which keeps you from monopolizing the MFP as you do your scans during the day. You can send them without disrupting what's going on in the network, and you can retrieve them without disrupting anybody else and what they're doing over there at the device. You can also put a little bit of security on it, so that you can put a PIN number on it, and nobody else is going to disturb your job, walk away with your originals, stop your scan in the middle. My job is more important, get this out of here, that kind of stuff. So that's it, and I hope this was informative, and thanks for watching.